everybody, it's Dan from Smoke Daddy Inc. With St. Patty's Day coming right around the corner. We decided to show you guys how to make your own corned beef brisket. So it's really simple. We just got a regular 10-pound brisket, trimmed quite a bit of the fat off there because it is going to be in the brine. I don't like my corned beef to be too fatty, so we just trimmed that off quite a bit. The brine we're going to be using, very simple. It's just 5 quarts of water. We're going to have 8 ounces of salt, 3 ounces of the Cure #1, and then 3 ounces of dextrose. If you don't have dextrose, you can always use regular powdered sugar. And then we're also going to be about a handful of the mixed pickling spice. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our brine. We're going to inject the brisket about 15 to 20% of its weight, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so now that we got our salt, our Cure #1, and our dextrose mixed in well with the water, we want to put some ice in there because we want to give it a little ice bath. We want to make sure it's nice and cold. So now what we're going to do is we're going to inject this about 15 to 20% of its weight. So we're just going to go through all sides here. Be pretty generous. There we go. It's going to get quite messy, so you want some nice towels around to take up any of that extra brine. So we're going to continue to inject this, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so now that we got our brisket injected, we got our brine mixed up, we put our brine in a brining bucket because you don't want to brine it or cure it in a metal pan because it'll give that meat a little metallic taste. So you always want to either use a bucket or a brining bag to do that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the brisket into our brine, make sure everything is submerged 100%, and then I already added a good, decent sized handful of that mixed pickling spice. It's got some nice spices in there. It gives a little bit kick to it at the end. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the fridge for 4 days. We're going to take it out and smoke it. So when we come back, we'll be outside. See you then. Welcome back, everybody. So it's been 4 days now since the brisket's been in the brine. First thing we did was we took it out, rinsed it off really well with some lukewarm water. We want to get all that excess brine off the brisket, and then pat it dry with some paper towels. The seasoning today, it's really simple. We're just going to be using some black pepper, some granulated garlic, and also some smoked paprika for that nice color. I'm not going to use any salt because we already have quite a bit of salt with that brine, so we don't want to put salt on the outside. Also today, what we're going to be using is our vertical smoker, our Pellet Pro 2300. It's got our nice PID controller on there, and you can see it's about 274. I got it set to 275. We'll put it in there. It'll be about 4 or 5 hours or so. Want to get that internal temperature up to about 200, 205. And the other thing we're going to be doing is we're going to use our smoke ring today to add a couple hours of extra smoke at the beginning of the cook. Alright, so let's open her up. I also got a water pan in there for a little extra, little moisture. So we'll just put that in here. I like to do we're going to do the fat cap up this time. Put her in there nicely like that. Got our meat probe. Stick that meat probe right in the center there. Oh man, that looks good. That looks good. Alright, close it up so we don't lose any heat. Now, we're going to light our smoke ring. Like I said, we only want a couple hours of extra smoke. That's really all you need. Once that internal temperature gets up to about 120, 130, that's when it really doesn't accept any smoke flavor anymore. So we'll light this up here. Now you can use a propane torch or a heat gun. Either one works really well. This is our smoke ring cold smoker, so it uses wood pellets or small wood chips. Now, because I only want a couple hours, I'm using the smaller side of it. You can flip it over for a longer smoke if you want. Just gonna light that side there. Blow out the flame. I'm gonna put that on the bottom rack here. Now, another nice thing about the vertical smoker is we have that circulation fan, which is really going to help maintain a much more stable temperature on the inside. It's going to eliminate those hot and cold spots. So that's going to be really nice. Got a 275. We'll check her in a couple hours, see how it's going. All right, so it's been a couple hours now. Grill's running nice and steady. It's at 277 right now. Within 2 degrees at 275, so it's running really well. The temperature of the meat, it's 147, so it's kind of at that point where at the stall, so it's going to be there for another half hour or so, then it'll kind of spike on the temperature. But let's take a look inside, see how it's looking here. Oh man, look at that, getting nice bark on there. We've got some vegetables on the top. I'm going to go with that. The smoke ring's already out, so that gave us a nice couple hours of smoke at the beginning. So we'll close this back up, and once that internal temperature reaches about 200, 205, we'll be right back. All right, so it's only been an hour since the last video, so it's still at the stall. So what I'm going to do now, it's already had enough smoke on the meat, so that's all good. We're just going to allow it to cook a little bit quicker. So now we're going to wrap it and put it right back in. So it's, oh man, look at that. That is a beauty. Take that out. And our pan here. Hot. Wrap it with a little bit of aluminum foil. Right there, and then we'll just put her right back in. Over the meat there. Nice, very nice. Okay, awesome. So we'll let that continue to cook, and once we're at our target temperature, we'll be right back. Alrighty, so it looks like we hit our internal temperature of 207, so she's done. Let's take a look. Juices on that pan. Let's take a quick peek. Oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna be beautiful. So we'll take that in. We'll let it rest for a little bit, and we'll slice her up. Be right back. All right. So moment of truth. Let's see how she looks here. Oh yeah. That is beautiful. Look at all that juice. Now that is what you want your corned beef to look like. That is going to be some good eating. So like I said, that's a really easy recipe to do at home. It just takes a little bit of time for the brine. There's one book that we highly recommend where this recipe came from. It's called Great Sausage Recipes and Meat Curing by Right Tech Kudus. There's a lot of great meat curing recipes, sausage recipes, very simple, old school recipes. So we highly suggest this book. If you get a chance, pick it up. And with that, we're going to have a great lunch tomorrow on St. Patty's Day. And if you're interested in the vertical smoker or that smoke ring cold smoker, you can go to smokedaddy8.com or give us a call at 847-336-1329. Thanks again. Thanks for looking, and go start cooking.